Hey, cat. Does it look alright? I keep saying the internet connection's unstable. I think everyone's busy tonight. Got two. There's three. Hey, David. How's it going? You guys will have to let me know if it's buffering or anything, because it keeps telling me the internet connection's unstable. What? Alright. It's okay now. Yeah, she said it. Yeah, there's doing it again. I'm sure it's buffering again because it's the internet here sometimes is real screwy. Doesn't like to stay on. What are you up to tonight, David? No, not on your end. Good deal. What you up to tonight? I know Mo was gonna go earlier, but not feeling the hottest right now, so I figured I'd go on and fill her place, I guess. Got four in the house. Oh, you're grilling. That's awesome. I gotta. Hopefully, someone can tell Mo that I'm live. She just messaged me again, and I can't pull down the screen to look at it. What are you grilling tonight, David? Hopefully, something good. Steaks or burgers. I had a rotisserie, a pork, like a pork loin. He was doing a rotisserie with and made barbecued pork, and then he made some. Looked really good pork rice. Looked really good. He just posted on Instagram that poor guy's got to go in for cortisone shots in his spine. I did them for quite a while, but oh, brats, oh man, you're one of the lucky ones. We're not finding them. Hey, Gio, I appreciate it. Oh, David's grilling up some brats. What do you got going on tonight, Gio? I ain't got anything going on, so I figured I'd take Mo's place because she was going to go, but she's not feeling the hottest. I was telling David that earlier. Yeah, now it's probably buffering again. Yeah, something fast. You're right. I heard that the Johnsonville plant has been shut down on and off, so it's going to be one of them things if we get there, they're pre-made. I know I can run to 4 places within 30 miles. Oh, you have to be at work at 4? I'm sorry for that. My wife's got to be in at 4:30 to open the center tomorrow. She's not real happy about that. But she does from time to time when the opener, it says I'm offline. Yeah, the connection's real unstable. I'll have to see if my wife will bring her phone out, because I'm running off of hers tonight. The last time I went live, I ran off my daughter's. Hey, Kat. Kayleen. She must be done with my wife. Hey, Kat, can you go get Mom's phone if she's done watching it? Yeah, it keeps going offline, it says. I'd appreciate it, babe. Did it come back at all, Gio, or can you guys see me at all? Anything working? There's 3 of us, it says I'm still on, but hope it's not lagging or nothing. Seems to be getting better. Okay. Yeah, it's, there's some nights that we have no problems at all. All right, Mike, I appreciate that. We have no problems at all some nights with internet, but then there's other times. Is that hers? Why'd you take it?
She yelled at me.
Why?
Because I took it.
You're not. I said to ask her if it was okay.
Oh, shoot.
We'll see how this works. My daughter brought me the phone that I'm running off of.
She said it'll have to be.
Well, you can give her the remote. The big TV works for 22 channels.
I'll just let you use my phone.
No, leave it here. I can't, honey.
Why?
Because I'm online already. You goof. So I gotta use that. Just tell her, give her the remote by my bed. By my side of the bed. Thank you. But, like I was saying, I know I jump around a lot and I apologize for that, but it's just my nature. I got a lot of things going through my head. Be right back. You going in the store, I take it. That's cool. We have 4 meat processing places. Actually 5. I forgot the grocery store is making brats and burgers and all that. But the grocery store is not a place to be buying it around here. They're going $10 to $12 a pound for 70-30 hamburger, which is, it's ridiculous, But what can you do? I mean, it's supply and demand. Gio, what's going on right now is we run strictly off of cellular. And if I go on a panel, I have a lot of problems usually with it buffering and stuff. And it's not, they say they can see me well, but on my end, it'll get real choppy and buffer and stuff like that. And it just, some nights is good, some nights is bad. And we don't have any bad weather or anything. I just get them, please. They don't need to be beating each other up. Sorry, guys. Of course, once you jump online, everybody's doing something. So, yeah, we keep going 2, 3. I was up to 5, but I don't know how. It doesn't say the internet's unstable now, so I don't know. Hopefully, it's coming through. How's it look, Kat?
What?
Check on your phone how it's coming through.
My mom has my phone.
Oh, okay. Thank you. But we got 4 meat processors within, I gotta say, most of them are within 20 miles. So, there's one, the 4th one would be in Jump River, which is, I'd say 25, 28 miles, somewhere in there. It's nothing real bad, but looking good. Okay, cool. Thank you. But we could, she's sick tonight, babe. But we could go get hamburger and brats and stuff like that, no problem. But the grocery store in town here, they're getting, like I said, $10 to $12 a pound for hamburger. So it's just not worth it. Right now it looks like only one. I think it's Gio.
Who's that?
Gio Bushcraft.
I don't know.
There's a guy I watch on here. But we do quite a bit, buying from the meat markets for our big meat purchases, like our hamburger. But you got to consider when you're running with 300 pounds of venison in your freezer, you're not making a lot of trips to the meat market unless you want brats or something like that, because we can't get the brats around here at all. There's none of the pre-made ones that are pretty much cooked, and you can stab them with a fork and throw them on the campfire and warm them up. There is nothing for them right now. We have a food supplier that supplies my wife's daycare or Head Start Center, and I ordered a case of brats from them. I guess I really don't care what it cost, because, hey, O'Fusky, you buy local too, David? That's good. Yeah, you're right, Gio. Like I said, they're just out of the world right now.
Yeah.
But with the local cutters that we have, surprisingly, they know what they're getting, and they know that where they're getting it from. Their prices, I swear, have only gone up like 25 cents a pound. And the only reason for that is because their suppliers are actually, their suppliers are actually local, mom and pop farms that are raising this stuff. And we get a quarter beef right away. We go in, we'll buy a Black Angus. There'll be 4 of us. We each take a quarter. The people that want less take the front quarters, and the people who want more will take a rear quarter. And then, of course, your rib meat, your back straps, all that gets divided evenly amongst us 4. So we all get a little bit of each. And it works out pretty good. I mean, you're never truly without meat. Now this year I opted to take one of the front shoulders, which, yeah, they're not as good a cut of meat, but I didn't have the freezer space putting 4 deer in the freezer this year. I didn't have room for it. Or 5 deer, I'm sorry. I had my son shot 2 does, I shot a buck, and I got 2 bucks, that's right. I got 2 bucks and my son got 2 does during one before rifle season bow hunting and one after rifle season bow hunting. He laid one out. And I got one muzzleloader too. I can't think tonight. So we have a total of 6 deer, equated out to just about a little over 300 pounds of meat. And I think I've got about 75 pounds of strictly summer sausage and beer sticks, basically. They're about as round as your finger, and they're about 6-8 inches long. And my daughter goes through them like they're going out of style. I mean, excuse me. It's hard to keep them in the house when she brings them up, because everybody just takes them and goes. Yeah, I hear you, David. It took a while. Yeah, it was O'Fusky. It was a good season, and it took a while to, usually you get entire families that will go in, because families up here are relatively still big, because we got, everybody has the baby boomers and stuff, but each of the big families back then had big families for work on the farm around here. Kids were a utility. They still somewhat are. And, there's a community 4 miles to the east of us. Kids are still a utility. They're used on the farm. They have children for working on the farm. And in high school, I dated a girl, and her sister, every day, they were up at 4:30 to, yeah, it is good eating, David. They were up at 4:30, they were out milking, and they're in the house by 6, showered, ready for school by 7, and they're off to school for the day. They got home, did their homework, they're back out in the farm or in the barn by 7:30, milk, feed, all that, and then boom, they're back in taking a shower and going to bed. And, you know, that's a way of life around here. We've lost a lot of farms around here. I think we lose about 168 in our northern part. We lose 168 family farms a year. Now, also, if you don't mind working on a bigger farm, we've got 4 now within driving distance, and I'm talking one of them is again 4 miles east of us, and then there's another one that's 12 or 14 miles west of us, and one that is, it is cool. There's one that is about 28, 30 miles away from us right now, but we're talking they're milking over 3,000 to 4,000 head. All robotic milkers on the one. It's neat. The cow comes in, it walks into the freestanding stanchion, the robot sprays it and cleans it, then the robot, you know, dries its teats off. Hey Raymond, how's it going, buddy? And then it goes in there. All right, Gio, I appreciate you coming in, buddy. Have a good night. Hey, Mike. And the milker, yeah, it is. It's Mike. Mike is for sure. I didn't see Skater Girl yet.
Oh, but I have to tell you something.
He had to run to the store.
I have to
What?
tell you something.
What? Be quick.
The grass on the hill is growing.
Okay, good. She was telling me, you got home today. That's excellent news, Raymond. That's excellent news. You must be feeling a little better then. I lost my train of thought. Oh, the milker, well then it cleans it off. It's not a chemical, but it's basically an iodine solution that you dip the cow's teats in, and then we used to wipe them off with a rag, and you wipe the teat off, but now on them they actually spray them off with water, and that iodine actually is on there. It can get in the milk. It's not something that'll hurt you or anything, but that's what cleans the teat and sterilizes it basically before the milking process, so you don't have cow poop and pee and stuff like that, or dirt or anything going into the milkers, because it'll plug it up. And you're talking about a small 16 head family or 16 head barn. You know, that's what I started on. We had 16 head of cows. You're talking dumping 1,000 gallons of milk every other day. Let me move away from old boy. We cleaned our cows so well and took such good care of our cows. In cows, there's multiple things that they look for in the milk, and I guess I hope you guys aren't bored with this, but there's multiple things they look for in the milk, and one of the big things is your cell count. Cell count relates to mastitis. Mastitis is one thing that you will dump that bulk tank full of milk. It don't matter how many good cows went in it, or if there's one bad cow, you dump it. And you learn real quick, basically, which one of your cattle, if they are sick or have mastitis, or if they need to be on penicillin, because that cow basically feeds the cats for the barn. The milk truck takes a sample out of your tank. They actually take 2 samples. They do a rapid culture, and then they can tell if your cell count's really high. Hey, Josiah, I know I murdered that. I'm sorry, kiddo. But they can tell right away if your milk can't be put on the truck, basically. It gives you a cell count reading. If your cell count's too high, they won't take your milk. We kept our animals so healthy and so clean. Oh, you bet, David. That the cream off of milk is, I mean, it's phenomenal. It's great. We used to skim it off and cool it down, and it was almost like eating cottage cheese. And once it was cooled down, it was just, oh, you dip some bread in that, I tell you. If you never had it, you're going to think it's grosser than heck, but you dip some bread in that, and it's just like eating cookies and cream. It is just great. It's such, if you, especially a cow that just gave birth, that first few milkings, if the calf didn't make it or anything like that, you got to dump that milk anyhow. You can't put a fresh cow in the bulk tank.
Dad, that buck is across the road again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My daughter, we've got a little 4-point buck that's coming in and eating off my vegetable plants right now, and she said it's across the road. But back to what I was saying, that cream, I mean, it's like a heavy whipping cream for cooking. It's just delicious. Hey, how's it going, Kaylee? Kat was asking if you were in here. She says hello. But that cream, like I said, it's like a heavy whipping cream, and it's just like putting, runny ice cream on a piece of bread and eating it. It's just the sugar content, the fat content, everything about it. It's like, if you've ever had whole milk, it's like that, but 100 times better. Just the fat content and the cream and the sugar content, it's just awesome. And if you have a calf that doesn't make it, she says hi. But if you have a calf that for some reason doesn't make it, or you're going to bottle feed it all its life, or like if what we did. Hey, Duck Slayer, how's it going? Whipping cream makes good Alfredo. Yes, it does. Yes, it really thickens it up. And thank you for coming in. Whole milk has got a high fat content. When you read on a gallon of milk, it says 2% or 1%. That's not talking about how much water they add. That's actually talking about how much milk is in there. Wait a minute. Yeah. I hear you there, David. It's hard to get it around here now because we don't have many of the small family farms anymore. They've all gone to basically selling off and going to these big operations. But we just lost our milk resource that was 23 miles from us. It was a good friend of ours. They actually did all organic. I'm sure you've seen Organic Valley at the grocery store. They were a supplier for them. They couldn't use antibiotics. They couldn't use anything to make the cow better besides a pink eye treatment. And hey, Trapper, how's it going, buddy? Nice to see you come in. Thank you. Yeah, the fat content is high, Raymond. You're right. The 2% is your 1%. The number actually tells you the fat content in the milk. Raymond's right. I couldn't, for some reason I was having a brain fart there. Hey, Scott, nice to see you, bud. Okay, your whole milk has got every bit of fat content in it that basically comes straight out of the bulk tank. Now, you might not like it, but I'm sure you've heard of this. A warm glass of milk will actually help put you to sleep. There is some tryptophan in it, which is one of the ingredients that's in a turkey. Yeah, they are, Scott or David. Ours are switching over to. They're selling their cattle off and buying as much land as they can, and they're going cash cropping, because by us we have ethanol plants. You know, they're 40 miles from us. There's one big one 40 miles south of us, or southeast. They'll buy whatever you can bring them, and then they turn it into ethanol. Of course, your ethanol is corn that's been dried to a certain moisture percentage. Yeah, exactly, Midwest Duck Slayer. Your red cap is usually a whole milk, and when you add the water, you know, you're cutting that fat content, and that, you know, makes the 2%. And then if you go to the pink, I think pink cap around here is the 1%, which, yeah, it could be healthier for you, but I tell you, the taste is gone. We get mostly, yeah, we've got a lot here too, trappers. They've been slowly, the ones that are still surviving, that are doing their cash cropping, they'll section off a 40 or a 80, usually just a 40, and they'll put 50, 60 beefers out there, and they'll try to make money that way. But it's tough around here. Yeah, whole milk's the best, Scott. It's tough around here because, yeah, we've got plenty of markets to take the cattle to, but everybody was seeing, you know, milk getting dumped and stuff, and they were going on a big deal. It was on the news for a while, that said that they couldn't sell their beef cattle. They said they were shooting them and leaving them lay, which is such a load of crap, because you don't have to kill the cow. You just keep feeding it. I mean, it's it's just going to get heavier. So when the news came on and said that, oh yeah, they're killing these beef cow and blah blah blah, no, they're not. They're just saving onto them, and it was just a load of crap. But the milk around here, I mean, it was on the news, which I hate to watch, but sometimes I do. They were showing, yeah, feeding was the hard part. But around here, it's a good network. Like, we have our family here on YouTube that we support each other, and around here, every farm basically, you know, it might have been the bigger farms that were having problems with, you know, not being able to feed. But around here, we've got guys that have 4 years worth of crops in bunkers, they're called. They basically, if you can imagine your basement with the either wall cut out and above ground, or your end walls cut out, they'll blow silage in there, or cornlage, which is just chopped up corn, when it's green still, of course. And they'll put that in there, and then they'll run the big articulating tractors up and down on it, and that's what packs it down. And then usually the articulator that I would drive had a big screen blade on it, so I could, when they dump a truck, I could go into that pile, and I could carry an entire truckload of silage or cornlage all the way up and spread it out on the pile. That's a round-the-clock operation. When they start chopping, hey, Saltwater, I appreciate it, man. Nice to see ya. When they're blowing that cornlage and their silage in there, it's round the clock, because a lot of it's hired out. We ran a slaughterhouse. We cannot buy enough beef. And yeah, I hear you. That's how it is. Around here, the market's closed down, So that's what was putting the hurt on the beef cutters, the slaughterhouses, like you got, trappers. Um, that was what made the biggest pinch for us. Hey, Passion, how's it going, buddy? I appreciate it, Raymond. So with our sale houses being shut down for, I think it was 2 months almost, there was the local meat cutters, they were getting it still because they buy straight from the farmer. But the auction houses, them are the ones that you see get put on a semi trailer and shipped out to these big, Hormel, Orida, same thing with pigs and stuff like that. Down south of us here, I think about 70 miles, that's where you get in, down in Iowa and stuff like that. They do a lot of, it's going good, Passion. I appreciate it. Just bored tonight, so I figured Mo was supposed to go on, but she's not feeling the hottest, so I figured I would jump on and hopefully people will come in. But, around here, like I said, you get about 70 miles south of us. That's where you start getting into, hey, CP. That's where you start getting into some of the pig farms and stuff like that. We've got Genio. Everybody here, you get a turkey at Thanksgiving, you pretty much buy one of them from Genio. They actually cut also, Butterball is another big one. Well, Genio actually cuts their birds. It's funny. We've got farms you'll go through or go by, and you'll see 25 long sheds. I'm talking 150-yard long sheds, longer than a football field, but they're only, say, 35, 40 feet wide, but they're real long, and that's full of turkeys. Take off the hat. Why? Do I look old? I was just wearing it because it's my new one. There. But them turkey farms are big around here. I mean, if you want, you can go in being a turkey farm operator, and it's decent pay. It's not outrageous by any means, but it's decent pay. Then there's also, take off your hat. Yeah, I've got some ordered, and if you want a trucker hat, let me know. You've got a nice M&K hat to sport for a while. I did just get a hold of my Inkling Designs, Chris. He's got a trucker hat. We're going to try one of them out and see how that looks too. We have them here, not many. Yeah, I hear you, Scott. Around here it's big time because, of course, our processing plant is 35 miles to the west of me. That's where the Genio Turkey Factory, turkey store they call it, that's where it is. You want a trucker hat there, CP? You like them, Raymond? The Genio is, like I said, like 35 miles to the west of me, and they go through, I think they said, like 25 semi-loads a day of turkeys. All right. I gotta get with them and see. You want one just like my? These are expensive. I'll be honest, Cody. These are like $35. They're, I think through Chris, I think they're like 25 for these. I don't remember for sure, but they're fitted. They don't have the back like the trucker. I don't like wearing them. Yeah, we do. We go through a lot of turkeys, Raymond. What? Yeah. But they go through a lot of turkeys a day, but there is the farms to support that because, what is it? It's close to 2 hours from me to the Minnesota border. Oh, you don't like the fitted? I don't know what the other ones is. It's all corn, some beans, some E85 corn. Yeah. And your E85 corn Midwest Duck Slayer, it's the same as field corn, but it's only dried to a certain moisture percentage, because like our corn that they put in the bunkers or in the big steel bins, that's usually dried down to about between 20 or 5 to 20%. Thanks for texting me back. Oh, nice. They only dry it down to a certain percent. 5 to 20% is usually good for a year and a half in storage. They don't usually last that long because we do ship it out quite a bit. Yeah, the government does buy a lot of it Midwest. We have a E85 plant down here, and like I said, just to the south of us, southwest or southeast, I'm sorry. Excuse me. And they pay good money for it. It does run the price of corn up and everything like that, and it also runs the price of fuel up a little, but they both these. The big thing that we have is the turkeys and the beef and dairy. We've got, like I was telling CP the other day, I had fresh cheese curds I was making that were 2 hours out of the factory. We've got some mom and pop. Never met a broke farmer. Yeah, I bet. They're all broke. Nice, CP. But our cheese factories, and cheese is made out of whey, actually. It's what you can't use out of the milk for making milk. It's texting me now. That's awesome. What you can't use to make milk is what's called whey, and that's got a higher water content. But cheeses, what they do is they add enzymes and stuff like that to make the milk. Hey, Boxy, glad to see you come in.
Dad,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I have another buck.
Another buck?
Maybe.
Oh, yeah?
There were like
okay.
darker spots right here, and I don't know if they were pointing up or not.
Yeah, we got, like I said, the cheese curds I made the other day when I was teasing Cody, they were 2 weeks old. Sir Boxmister? Oh, Boxy. Yeah. No more ideas for you, Mike. Raymond, and any day I will do a live and cooking some good stuff. That'd be cool, Passion. I'd be on there. We can get it straight out of the curd factory. Every kind of cheese uses a different enzyme or even multiple enzymes to make it, and it's the way to do it. It's so cool. My grandfather ran, I think he owned 10 cheese factories when I was a twinkle in my dad's eye, basically, before they moved up here out of Iowa. He was, yeah, there you go, Mike. You can just send it my way. Evan, you should get some fishing gloves made. Why would I need fishing gloves? I ain't afraid to touch a fish.
Me neither.
Jakey Crack Outdoors is live now. Oh, okay. Well, if you guys want, we can jump over there and watch him, but, we got quite a bit of cheese factories around here. My grandfather owned like 10 of them when my dad was young, and before he passed away, oh, my son, I don't care if my hands get burnt. We actually, before my grandfather passed, like I was saying, we used to go down to Iowa every year and go around and look at his old cheese factories. And he sold the cheese factories, and Yeah, the fresh cheese is awesome, Raymond. Um, he sold his cheese factories and moved up here to farm, and basically his kids ran the farm for the most part, and he actually worked out of the house, working for a couple of cheese factories. He ran them down here. I need to sleep. 1:30 a.m. All right, Scott. I appreciate you coming in, buddy. Have a good night. Yeah, if you guys want, we can go over and crash this party. It's up to you. That's fine by me. I've been on for 42 minutes. But for the real Mike, make some M&K beanies for us northern folk. Yeah. You'll take anything you can get for free, won't you, CP? Damn. I don't think I'll be doing anything like that. What we got here, the shirts, and that's just the front design, same as the hat. But then my full logo is on the back. See you later, Scott. Have a good night. Yeah, take care, bud. Yeah. All right, Boxy. Thanks. I appreciate you coming in. Have a good one, buddy. I'm just the guy with the ideas. There you go. Yeah. If my daughter had her shirt on, I'd show you the back. I don't know if you got me on Instagram Passion, but it's on there also. Oh, yeah. I tell you something, that box call I got from him is awesome. Get hoodies and beanies made up. You gotta get them for fat guys so I can buy one from you there, Mike. I'll definitely do that. Yeah, I appreciate it, Mike. Yeah, I had Chris do all mine. He said, let me think about it and give me a little time, so he did. What's on Facebook? No, it's on Instagram. I can put it on Facebook on my page on Facebook if you want, Passion. Hey, trucker, I appreciate you coming in, bud. But I gave Chris, I just told him, I need a design, I need something better. I'm running around with horn porn, which I love that picture, but I said I need to do, yeah, he does do great work. I need my own design, my own logo. And I just don't have time or the drive to go through apps and stuff like that to figure out how I want to make it. Well, I told him, my ideas that I wanted to involve hunting and fishing, and what he came up with. Yeah, I'll put it on there tonight, Passion. I appreciate it. I'll put the whole Instagram post on there, and then I'll put the separate pictures I got from him too. But he made the logo up, and then I tweaked it just a hair, and then he fixed it the way I liked it, and boom, it was done. And I don't think it took but maybe 2 days. And that was because I told him really not to rush on it or anything. But I think it turned out beautiful. It really did. It turned out really good, and I'm really happy with it. Have more stickers made. Holographic ones look sharp. Should be here next week. I just talked to him today about because I actually got 2 logos. I got this one, the Section 8 Outdoors, and then I've got the one that's on my back with the antlers and the fish and the fishing hook letters. I just talked to him about getting some stickers. I didn't check about holographic or nothing like that, buddy, but I think I'm talking to him about ordering about 50 of the white, 50 of the front logo in white, and then the back logo in black, 50 each. And then if anyone wants them, I can send them out or whatever when I get them. But hey, Jakey Crack, I appreciate you coming in. I didn't know you were live, buddy. I talked to Mo because she was talking this morning about going live, and she decided she wasn't gonna tonight. And I didn't see nothing online, so I jumped on. I got to talk to CP too, though, because I'm using Prism, of course, but the first time I've been good there, trucker. I've been just plugging along. I've been fighting one leg, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. But I got the front logo, and then I got the back one made, and that was, he did my logos real cheap. I mean, it was unreal, and I got them quick. It turned out better than I expected. I mean, it's something that I had no idea that it would turn out this good, but it did. If you guys seriously, Inkling Designs, his name is Chris. You'll see him in our live streams, like on M&K and stuff like that. His name is, he comes under JAYJP. That's Inkling Designs. That's Chris from Inkling Designs, and he does beautiful work. He's not your local shop in a sense. He is your local shop that can do anything you ask him to, but he's also got a huge print press. He told me today that he's going to have that up and running in 2 weeks or so. He's waiting on a couple of parts. Hey, I appreciate it, Passion. Like I said, I'll get the other one, the one on the back. I can't show you that, of course, because it's on my back, but I'll get that one on the back to you on Facebook on a Section 8 Outdoors page. But, hey, Cat, you come here. They decided to start a fight out here. The little puppy of ours, he's just vicious. He's after everybody and attacking them.
Leo.
He's just quite the little character. He's just tough as nails and 10 feet tall right now. Leo wasn't doing it, honey. He was chewing on the bone. The puppy. Thank you. But like I said, yeah, he did it really cheap, real reasonable. And I'll be honest, I ordered two shirts from my parents, one each, of course. My son, myself. So I had 6 shirts, I think, 2 hats, and the logo, and it was reasonable. I mean, really reasonable. If you're on Instagram, he's under Inkling Designs 2 something. If you got my page, you'll see it on there. And I've tagged him in it, but he does really good work. I more than impressed with it. Hey, Kayleen, do you have your Section 8 shirt on? Okay. Hey, Jinx, I appreciate you coming in, buddy. I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, everybody's pretty busy tonight. I just jumped on because Mo didn't get a chance to, so... And I found out after I was on that Jakey was live, so... We talked about going over there, and he came over here, so... It worked out pretty good. But getting back to the farms around here, they do a lot of the local. If they can't do the milk and stuff, they do the beef cattle, and that's not something we ever got into. We were cash croppers. Hey, Mills, I appreciate it. How's it going? So before my grandfather passed, I did a lot of cash cropping as a kid. And when he passed, then I went straight back to working the farm. It worked out pretty well. Of course, I hate losing my grandfather, but, it's part of life. You're on the water today. That's awesome. It worked out. It worked out because it was to the point where we weren't big enough to compete with the guys that were big into cash cropping. And when he passed away, or well, he got out of it a couple years before he passed, but um, it worked out for the better, I would say. But I've been kicking around the idea. We've got some land down the road here. I just rented. Oh, I don't know how much is Dave's land there. Got 40, 80.
40.
I just secured another 40 for deer season that butts up to our land, so it ought to work out pretty good. We're gonna move a couple of stands down there, and I think my son's gonna put a bow stand down in the one corner where they funnel into the water. But we'll see when that time comes. We've got one squatter or whatever you want to call it that kind of moved his stuff in there last deer season, and we didn't do nothing about it. But he's gonna have to, he never asked permission, so we're gonna have to get him out of there this year. It's not bad. We don't care if anyone's in there. The problem with us is we have to know at least where your stand is, so that nobody gets shot.
We found him on a deer drive.
Yeah, we found him on a deer drive. My son was just reminding me. We had no clue he was there, but we're walking through the woods, and next thing you know, my son gets on the radio and says, "Yeah, there's a guy in the tree stand right here. Who said he was in here?" I said, "Nobody." I says, "We were the only ones to be on this land." And like I said, we're not going to kick you out during deer season. Everybody's got a right to get a deer, or at least try. But, if he would have at least contacted the owner like I did, then he would have been told, "No, we've got guys in there." So this year I actually signed a lease on it, so that we don't have them issues don't get crossed again. It would ruin our hunting season if anyone ever got hurt in the woods. It would just shut us all down. And M&K Mike there, he signs up for, or gets on these charter. Well, up here we have what's called guide services. Same as a charter. You pay for the guy to take you out fishing and all that. Well, with my big boat being down this year, I got a hold of one of my buddies, and if you guys ever want to check someone fishing out, a good friend of mine's on here, and I think he's got close to 26,000 followers, supporters. His name is, now I'm drawing a blank. Bryce. I'll think of it in a second. I know I've said it before. But, I'm sorry. The Wisconsin Fisherman. If any of the CP or one of the mods can drop it, or my M&K could drop it, or something. I gotta do something here. Hang on. I had to add that. He's a really cool guy. His name's Kyle. We're going out, should be the 25th, 26th, and 29th. Those 3 days are so far what we've got planned. And, he's a guide service. He just started it this year. Well, I called him. I said, "Look, my boat's down. I have not hooked my hands in, or got my hands in on a walleye yet this year. It's driving me nuts. And you're posting videos. You're catching walleye and drop shots and stuff like that. It's the Wisconsin Fisherman, Mike, or just Wisconsin Fisherman, maybe." There you go. Thank you, CP. Kyle Tyree. Yep. He's wild. If you guys just want to check him out, and if you like it, pick him up. He's just an awesome guy. He lives, I think he's 32, 35, 36 miles from me right now. Last time I was up at his house, we actually had walleye that he caught that day. It's just phenomenal. I think his last video, he catches 4 muskie, some bass, and a bunch of walleye. I can't think of it right now, but he catches, he's out there pounding it, but he's one step ahead of me always. to the point where even ice fishing this year, he's got a set of maps that predicts where the fish will be biting for the day. Just by, previous data from other places, moon phase, the Farmer's Almanac, all that. The weather pattern, and it's live. So by what I'm seeing by live is it pulls up information for that day off the internet, and then it figures out where the fish should be biting for the day. Some days it tells us to fish nothing but deep water. Some days it tells us to fish on top of coves. Sometimes on top of hills. It works great. We went out this last winter several times, and the one that sticks out in my mind the most is February 24th, the day my son turned 18. We went out and we were fishing on top of kind of a skiff or a mound underground, of course. It was only about 30 feet deep on either side, but that mound came up to 10 foot deep. Threw my Vexen jig down, and no lie, within 3 minutes I had a northern on. And or I think Mike calls them pickerel. Beautiful little fish. The lake we were on has such a high mercury content, they only recommend 1 meal a month out of that lake. I don't know why that the mercury's so high in that lake, but it is. Excuse me, getting a dry throat. We tried 3 other lakes, and now ice fishing, I'm worse with ice fishing than I am summer fishing. Mike, I tell you, we're going to have to go to Canada together, or you're going to have to come here. I can put you on a 40 to 55 inch northern, no problem. There's some lakes north of us. There's some northern in there that you won't get through an 8-inch fishing hole. We still have our 10-inch augers in case something like that happens, but we don't usually pull them out because they're a pain. Since they outlawed 12-inch augers, hey, Tubby, I appreciate you coming in, Wyatt. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. Just came on because Mo was not feeling the greatest, so I figured I'd come on. But the last time we were out northern fishing, yeah, it'd be cool if you could make it to, both of us or something, Mike. But last time we were out there fishing, I caught a 44, a 47, and a 30 northern. And, I've got my heavy poles for ice fishing. I've got my super heavy, and then I've got my ultralights. So my ultralights, if I'm crappie fishing, because 9 out of 10 in the winter, if I'm ice fishing, which is usually every day or every other day.
Dad, I got a bloody nose.
What?
Got a bloody nose.
Okay, there's paper. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Just grab a towel right there. Oh, you got that? Okay. My daughter gets bloody noses sometimes that we've had to have her nose cauterized several times. But the northerns, like I said, I hooked in some pretty good sized northern, and he has pulled out a 57-inch northern out of that lake. Me, I always a step behind, it seems. I've got all the same gear. I've got everything. And it just, you can sit 2 inches away from me and catch a fish, and I won't. I don't know if it's just the way I fish or what, but now if I go by myself, I catch a lot of fish.
Do you have any alcohol swabs?
Yeah, I do.
Can I use it?
They're in. Hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta get my daughter alcohol wipe. I'll be right back.
All over my hand.
Yeah, I should be in my testing bag here.
I was sitting there and
Yep.
I was sitting there
Yeah.
And I felt something running, and I thought it was.
If you need another one, they're in here.
Okay, thanks. And I felt something running.
All right, guys.
Went
Hey, Cody. I appreciate it.
And,
Just in time for the fisherman excuses. That's about it, too, Cody. We've been having, like I said, it's always. I gotta go outside to have a cigarette, but it's always. Oh my God, it's black. There you go. Thank you. It's always, you know, if I go by myself, I do all right. But if I go fishing with someone, I think I spend more time trying to make sure that they're doing and having fun than worrying about if I'm catching fish. Which, you know, to each their own, but that's usually how it works for me. And I can take my daughter fishing. I don't like taking my daughter and my wife fishing because usually I don't get to fish because you get two girls in a boat, you get a 14-year-old that'll take a fish off by herself, and you get a 37-year-old that won't touch it. And if leeches are what they're hitting on for the day, I'm screwed because I'm going to be putting leeches on for them because they won't touch them. And I've told them before, well, you don't want to put it on fish with worms. Well, that's not what they're biting on. So it's like, whatever. I had to get a hold of Cody Moore there this year already. We fish every night. We've got a dam that's from us. We go there 9 out of 10 every night. Yeah, I hear you, CP. But we go there pretty much every stable. What the hell? Dad's duty, I hear ya. But we go down there every night or every other night. And I had to get a hold of Cody because, you know, I've been man down. I hear ya. Because hopefully it's coming in now. Yeah, my wife's getting notifications is why it's doing that. I'm running off of her phone tonight. But no, I forgot. Well, I forgot. Yeah, it is. It's all excuses like Cody said. That's what I was saying. I got a hold of Cody. I'm actually running Houdini shad that he told me about. You can't hear. Well, open your ears, dude. Still good. Cody told me to run these Houdini shads. This is the first time I've ever run them. I ended up getting a hold of him again because the Houdini shads weren't producing the way I wanted them to. We weren't getting really good hits off of them. And below the dam, of course, is all rock and under the water. And there's one spot that's real bad. It'll hook up any jig you throw out there. It'll just bury it. So I ended up running kind of like a Texas rig, but I can't remember what the hell he called it. But it's basically a bottom bouncing weight with a crawler harness. So I bought way too many of them, I think, and they're working. I mean, I'm hooking up not the normal. I'm only getting 12 and 14 and 16-inch walleye, which this is the same dam that I caught the same catfish 12 times in one night, and I knew it was the same because his fin was cut. He had a notched fin. That dam is getting really overpopulated with the catfish now, where it used to be almost strictly walleye, a few crappie, a few bluegill, and muskie. Yeah, you can't ever have enough, Cody. And like I said, I've got like $240 worth of plastics in the... Well, this was a couple weeks ago. I got more now, but I went through everything you said to buy. I bought it all. I bought 8 cards of crawler harnesses. They were only $20 a piece, so I got it all, as many as I could that were different. I got some that had floaters, some that don't have floaters. I got everything I could. You know, basically what they had for a selection, I bought one of each. And then I bought some paddle tails. Kind of like the Houdini shed has a little bit. Yeah, except for a little while. The Houdini shed has kind of a paddle tail on that. And it worked, but it wasn't, you know, I'm still producing these little ones, these 16 inchers. So I switched over and I got some crawlers, some tubes, some crawlers, and I got a couple of, they look like bandito bugs. Oh, we're going salmon in the morning, huh, Cody? That ought to be alright. Did the same thing, dropped a crap ton on soft plastic and hooks, bullet weights, you name it, and it's bass hard this season. Yeah, I hear you there, Wyatt. I still have to get the bullet weights. We're having a problem around here. The bullet weights and Senkos, that was the other thing. I can't find Senkos anywhere. Of course, CP tell me, oh, order them from Guggen. I'm sorry, I won't buy anything from Guggen ever. Yeah, they have a good business going, I guess. You know, they're doing great, but it seems like they're hard to find there too. And we can't get them hardly at all unless you order them from Guggen, and a lot of them are sold out, and I won't. But the Senkos are damn near impossible to find here. If you do get them, you have to have them ordered. It's upsetting because, you know, we used to throw Senkos for bass. We used to throw them for northern. We used to throw them for walleye. And they work good. Now, northern fishing, got your address, just poured 1,000 last week. Oh, that'd be awesome, man. I'll buy them from you, whatever you got to have. We don't have any. And like I said, they're almost impossible to find here. I would probably have to get iron and a new melting pot and make my own, same as you're doing. But like I said, we're having a hell of a time finding even Senkos, and Guggen's, they're cool. A lot of people like them and everything, but the thing is, they push their stuff. They say, you gotta buy my stuff. Oh, I appreciate the hell out of it, Cody. You know, if I can at least pay you for shipping, that'd be great. I never expected that, but I really appreciate the hell out of that. Because, like I said before you got on, the 25th, 26th, and 29th, I think is a little over a week away. We'll be going out then. Yeah, I got to get the molds too there, Wyatt. I had a friend for a long time. He was a great guy and everything. He was making all of our sinkers. All I did was buy the swivels. I appreciate it, Cody. I really do. He used to mold all of our weights. All I did was buy the swivels, or, you know, whatever. If he needed lead, I'd buy whatever. He decided to start roughhousing with his wife, and, well, then he threatened a judge, and he's not getting out for a long time. So, hey, Wrights, I appreciate you coming in, buddy. Nice to see ya. But he won't be getting out for quite a while, so I'm going to talk to his wife, because he's looking at 25 plus for everything that he did. And this was all before COVID and all that crap. He got into a fight with a cop and then threatened a judge, and it's just bullcrap. I'm going to be talking to her. She's one of my best friends throughout life. I mean, I grew up a quarter mile from her. We did everything together as kids. Do it molds if you need help learning. I'll do that, Cody. I'll get some molds. you like all right, Mike, I appreciate it. Hey, have a good one tonight. Cody, I'll do that. I'll pick up some molds. If I get them from her, I'll have molds, melting pot, everything. But I don't know for sure if he had any bullet weights, so I'll have to pick one of them up online or something. I just ordered magnets. I want to try that magnet fishing everybody's into. I didn't get too crazy. I only got 500-pound magnets. It's kind of neat. One of the guys I watch online here, him and his son do it, and you know, if anything, it's a neat way to catch some lures. You know, you go by the docks and drop them down, straight down by the dock, and see what you get there, and then you toss them out and see what you can get there. It's just another way to fill the time. And I might make a video of it, I might not. See, during the summer I get so busy I don't remember to film. I like the side-by-side video I got up. That was right away this spring. We weren't real busy or doing nothing. We went and played. Now I got a call from that buddy again. He wants us to come over, I think Saturday. I'm taking the side-by-side over there. But we're going to clear the trails and then we might tear them up. We don't know yet. But yeah, I definitely will, Cody. I'll get some lead ordered, and I'll get, find out from her if she's got the molds and the melting pot and stuff still that we used. And I know at one time we were up to like 10 pounds in lead already poured, and we had another 20 to go. He was getting it from work for a little bit of nothing, and he put it out into a Dutch oven. Yeah, I hear you, Wyatt. Yeah, that one time we caught you on a live, you were out fishing still. That was awesome. But we had a lot invested into that, and then he decided to do what he did. But whatever. It's water over the dam. I can't do nothing about it. Hopefully I can get his jigs and his molds and stuff like that. But, with my girlfriend there, her idea was she'd probably tell me to come get them as long as I take her fishing once a month, which that's no skin off my back. I love to fish. I've got a place, Cody Moore, if he makes it over this way this summer working, we were going to go walleye fishing, but I want to take him to a little river that's, about 25 miles northwest of me. And it's just the coolest thing. You throw a big walleye sucker on, or even a northern sucker on with a bobber, believe it or not, and you toss it out in that, and you just leave the bail tripped, and when you see that bobber start moving, trip your bail and start reeling them in, because it is so overloaded with northern there. It is unreal. It's one of them places that you know to go if you're having a bad week or a bad month fishing. You'll always catch them there. It takes a slow week or month and turns it around for you. It gets I think the biggest we took out of there was like 35, Cody. It's more of the constant and constant catching them and not believing for, it's only maybe 20 feet wide, but it's a longer little river. It's a dam. There's a little dam from a little lake, and it spills over. It has no gates or nothing like that. The dam is not even as 20 feet wide, 30 feet wide maybe. And it spills over the top because there's no gates. It just, when the water gets so high, it runs over. But it's constantly flowing like that. It's a spring-fed lake. And you can walk out across this and never get your knees wet. It's just neat. Road trip 2 weeks from now, hey, I'm down for it. Like I said, they're not huge, but it's also one of them areas we would go in there and we would be the only ones fishing there, provided we get there early enough in the day, because it's basically, it could only support maybe 4 fishermen in there. And it's always been, anytime I've ever been there, if there's a car there, you respect their opportunity to fish, and they got there before you, then you just let them have their fun. But we took, in the one night we were there, we caught 38 northern in 2.5 hours. It was just one right after another, and then they'd slow down a little bit, and then one right after another. And also, if you do come over for a northern, bring your bass and walleye rods, because my son catches bass there, smallmouth there, all the time. They're not huge. We're talking, 16 to 18 inch at the biggest. But the northern, it's kind of weird, because we'll hook into, say, a 16-inch hammer handle and think we're having a crappy night already to start, and then you'll end up hooking into a 35-incher and you're rolling. I mean, it's one of them things. It's just great. Like I said, it changes your whole attitude for the week. It makes it a lot of fun. Now, the way we found this was on our way up to one of my crappie lakes. How many can you keep? I think I'd have to check, but I don't think there is a limit on northern there, Code. I really don't think so. Walleye has a limit, I know. Bass, I don't think there's a limit on bass either. I'd have to check that. I know your muskie, your walleye, and I think your bass, or no, panfish. Your panfish, you got to go lake by lake. Yeah, they are a lot of fun, Wyatt. But your panfish, you go lake to lake, and it's a different number at every lake, it seems. Yeah, Wyatt, the confidence spots really, and you're always going to catch fish there, because every time I've ever been there fishing, I've caught some northern, and usually a bass or two just screwing around. In fact, I think I might go there tomorrow, because it's Friday and might as well. The northern, I'm almost positive. I'll have to look it up, but last time I checked, there was no size or bag on them, because they're so plentiful. I mean, we've got them everywhere. I've got on my 8.5 acres here, I've got a stream that runs through it, and at one time there was said to be trout in it. Honestly, they say if you got chubs, usually you've got a few trout. I've caught chubs like crazy, and I used to trap minnows out of there, but we can't do that anymore without a license. But that's awesome, Cody. What we usually do is we'll go through and catch a crap load of them, and before you go home, if you want to fillet them, we can vacuum seal them, and throw them on ice, or freeze them down and then throw them on ice for you. But I forgot what the hell I was saying again. Back to that. Oh, one of my crappie lakes up there. It was a lake. On a good day, you were catching an 18-inch crappie. You'd catch maybe 10, 15 out of your 25 limit. Now it's so abused, that lake is, and the fishermen think, oh, you catch that 16-incher, you got to put it on the wall. And them are the ones we like to throw back. They're your big breeding stock. I mean, they're going to produce more eggs than a little one. That I don't know. People around here are different. They think that you catch one 18-incher, that's all you're going to catch in your life, so they take them. Yeah, the chub hole. I'm sorry. But now that lake up there, Slim, you're lucky if you get a 14 out of there. It's so overfished. I still bed fish it every spring. This year was a little rougher with the little boat. We did do all right. I think that day we got 50 out of 50 keepers out of 120. So there's plenty up there, but we don't keep more than we're gonna eat. I like to throw them back. All right, Cody, I really appreciate it, man. Like you said, you got my address. If you can, I'd appreciate it. Hey, Florida. Y'all fish too much. I never fish. Yeah, right. There you go. But we used to chub fish in this little creek here, and like I said, they used to say if you had chubs, you had trout. That's common on a cold stream. Around here, the stream has to be a cold stream to have trout in it. And I caught chubs, and I appreciate it, Cody. I really do. How you doing tonight, Flo? They're not, now that they put this you can't trap your own minnows to fish with them. You have to buy them. Ever since they put that on there, it's almost a shame, because the minnows I used to trap out of here did a lot better than I did a lot better with them than the ones I bought. You always had your sicklebacks that would kill off a few of your minnows while you were fishing, and it seemed like you could go through your bucket of minnows and you think you got every one of them, and then next thing you know, you look and you got minnows with bellies sliced open, so you know there's a sickleback in there somewhere. And it's weird, because your sicklebacks, there isn't a fish out there that'll eat them. I don't think. Maybe a gar. But hey, Crony, how's it going, bud? We've never had good luck. Hey, Trapper Jay, how's it going, buddy? I appreciate you coming in. Josiah, what we fish for, my main targets are crappie, walleye, and sometimes I go muskie fishing. But my main targets around here is crappie and walleye. That's the ones we eat the most. We do a lot of that just because that's what's the best to eat. I mean, we get bluegill, pumpkin seeds. Them are all right, but the thing is they around here a lot of the bars serve it, and what they serve is farm raised, and they're just not the same. They don't taste quite right. Fishing for 3 days and the most I miss. I bet, Flo. Oh, that'll be all right, Crony. I saw I got to check out your last video, but I saw the one before that. We do all right. We generally, I think, last year I caught just under 400 walleye. That was in the summer. In the winter, I caught probably 200 again. Wintertime is my hardest time to fish. I enjoy the winter a lot better, because I like summer fishing. 5 casts, if I don't have a bite, I move. Now, wintertime, I take a 5-inch Razor auger on a 20-volt electric drill, and I go through and I punch a row of holes probably 200 yards long. My son's right behind me, without even cleaning them out, throwing the Vexilar down it to see if there's any signal. If there's any fish down there, he'll throw his jig down. He'll clean out and jig. But we fill that whole lake with spaghetti holes basically, and we check them all as much as we can. All right, well, I appreciate it, bud. Have a good night. We move. We're not sit and hope something will bite, hope something will come through. We're constantly moving. So, all right, Flo, I appreciate you coming in, buddy. Have a good night. We keep on the move because your boredom level. A lot of fishermen quit around here because they get bored with it. Have a good one, Flo. We don't do that. We don't have time. We're out there to catch fish to eat. We don't keep anything big. Anything, in our catch range. Usually the walleye, what we like to keep is right around a 16 to 18. Our breeding stock here, they figure, is 16 to 24. You're pushing it trying to get a 24 out of around here. Too many people just keep them. Have a good night, Raymond. I hope you feel better and keep feeling good. Have a good night. This year, I haven't got into a walleye yet, and it's terribly upsetting. We had the whole shutdown crap. My boat motor, it never got done. It been a pain in the butt. Oh, I hear you there, Crony. Sometimes you got to go through everything on them. It's a damn shame because you get so many people that just want to keep these big fish, and they don't think about leaving some for tomorrow. And the next generation. We've got target ranges throughout all of our fish. A good crappie around here will go 14 to 16. We keep 12 inches to 9 inches. Them seem to be the best eaters for us. When that 14 and 16 inch range where I go, when that gets back down to that 14 and 16 inch range, the biggest ones, I'll back that down. I might not even keep any if they come much below a 14. I probably won't keep any at all because, I try to leave some for tomorrow. That went out. I believe in preserving the nature the best I can, and only taking what I'm going to eat. There'll be nights we'll go out and we'll catch 50, 60 bluegill or panfish. We'll be lucky to keep 12. Just enough to. I hear you, Jakey. That's the way to do it. We don't keep anything we're not going to eat. We always know who's going to be home that night, who's going to be able to eat and share it with. I'm not big on freezing them. I like to get them, clean them, fry them, get them all taken care of one night. My buddy, he was big into that too, but he froze a lot of them. And unless, with crappie, unless you thaw them properly and then dry them out with some paper towel, they will flake apart. It's just terrible. I mean, that's why I like to get them done right away when the meat's fresh and it's not, you've only rinsed them off under the water. They're not soaked in water from freezing. Because, with the vacuum sealer, we throw half a cup in there. Yeah, Jakey, them geo trackers are small. Like Crony there, Dodge Durango, they're popular around here, but the damn insurance on them was always so high. I don't know why, but yeah, I'd rewire it too, Crony, if you're going that far. But like Jakey said, you only take what you're going to eat. And I've got a family of 4 here at my house. My wife, my daughter, my son, and I. And we figure my son, he's damn near 6'2" and 200 pounds. And then me, I'll eat probably 4, 5 fish. So if we have a night where we keep 15 total out of walleye and crappie or panfish of any sort, 15 to 16 is our max that we would keep in a night. And we also we keep them in a live well. I've got a portable live well I take with me. If I can't keep them alive in that live well, I don't even bother, because I need to be able. Hey HD, I appreciate you coming in. Trapper J Ray, that's awesome. But if we can't keep fish there for next year or next generation. Hey Blake, I appreciate you coming in. If we can't have fish there for everyone else, what's the point of going out ourselves if we're just going to ruin it? Oh boy. Yeah, the Trapper J Raid, Brody, and fishing. Oh, and I'm missing everyone. I appreciate you guys all coming in. I appreciate the heck out of it. That's awesome. Hey, Oak Fussy, you're back, huh? C&J, HD, Mark Nielsen, Tyler D. That's awesome. You guys are awesome coming in. That's Josh R. Well, we're up to 20 already. But like I said, Illegal, how's it going? Captain Lanos, Josh R. Christina, hi, how's it going? We do, my main target fish though is, yeah, it is awesome. Trapper J really brings them in. Our big ones there is the walleye. We will keep up to a 20-incher max, and that has to be a fat fish. But hey, TX Outdoors, Zach Cherry, I appreciate you coming in. Thanks, Trapper J. I appreciate it, guys. Chris Putzer. We don't want to keep too many, that isn't going to be fruitful. We only keep what we're going to eat, because there, like I said, that Slim Lake that we go up on our crappie fishing every year, we take. Hey Edward, how's it going? I appreciate you coming in. Awesome. Evan, how's it going? But the thing is, like I said, that Slim Lake, NT, how's it going, man? I appreciate you bringing everyone in, Jay. That's awesome. But that lake has been so abused and overfished now that it's getting to the point where it's hard to fish it, because there's nothing there that you can, rightfully take home with you for your day of fishing, because the fish keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. It puts a real crimp in your style when you go out there and you're set up to catch fish to keep, and they're just too small. They're not the size that is in our slot for my family to keep. We will sometimes go to a second and third lake. Hey Mark Larson, how's it going? I appreciate you coming in. Hey J Dubs, how's it going? Right now we're talking about walleyes and crappie, J Dubs. It's hard. Everybody coming in from Jay's raid, it's hard for me to keep up with everything. I'm sorry, I'm not as good as him at all. Coyote Connection, thanks for coming in. If I could get, I'll switch gears here. Coyote Connection, you bring up a good question. I started watching the trapping community to learn how to trap better and, to do it legally. And every class that I've been signed up for and to go to, I had some that were 10 miles away that was going to be great. It was right in my backyard. I could go to it. Up to 75 miles away now. Yeah, it is a good problem to have, Mark. Up to 75 miles away now, all the classes that have been scheduled for have canceled. So it's it's bad to say, but I don't think I'm going to get to trap this year. But in Trapper Jay's live the other night, I was telling him I'm still going to order my traps. I'm going to get my starter trap set ordered from F&T. And then I'm going to get a hold of J-Dubs, Trapper Jay, and Jakey, and the guys in the trapping community, and I'm really gonna find out what I should have on hand for what's in my area. My big thing is I've got Bobcat on film on my trail cams, and I'm really excited to try for him and a couple others, because you know they say there's no such thing as cougar in Wisconsin. Well, the DNR has had to backpedal on that because so many of us have turned in our trail camera photos that they had to backpedal and say, yeah, I guess there is, because not only I have gotten pictures of cougar, not the old ladies at the bar either, guys, but I've had cougar 3 times on my trail cams, on the 6 that I put out on my 10 acres that I hunt. Then on my, you know, of course, you can't really count it, but my dad, you know, he's done another 20 acres away from me, and then, you know, my brother and my son and nephew and all that. You can't really count the trail cams that I put out over there, because it's basically the same cougar going around the same area. If we were up at the crappie flop there having some drinks, I don't know. J-Dubs, you bring up a good question. I hopefully someone never seen a cougar. Oh, wait a minute here. That's awesome. That's awesome, Oak Fusky. I don't know. I'm willing to bet that someone will eat one this year if they catch one. I'm thinking, don't you have some out by you, J-Dubs? We've only got a few, and it's usually they're moving through. Hey, NBA, I appreciate you coming in, buddy. Our cougars, usually they're traveling when we get the pictures of them. You know, it may be a week at the very most we'll get pictures of them, and then they're gone. Cougar tastes like a 9-volt battery. I bet. His Way Homestead, hey, thanks for coming in. I bet you that 9-volt battery would be about it. You know, but with Pondum and Trapper Jay and trying to think who else ate beaver last year. I can't think of it. Mountain lion backstraps, and they're excellent. I'm thinking, hey, Cross Staked, how's it going? Thanks for coming in. I think that, you know, your backstraps out of most animals are going to be good. The only thing I don't think I would ever... Yeah, I appreciate it, His Way. I don't think I would ever eat raccoon. I'll let someone else try that, and if they are honest and say that they're good, yeah, I'll try it when I catch one. A good beaver steak, huh? I appreciate coming in, Andrew Lee. Trapper Jay, I tell you, you really made my night. I appreciate you bringing everyone in. That's awesome. I got new hats here. I just wanted to kind of bring that out and show it. I got the hat, the shirt, and then on Instagram, you've eaten raccoons, NBA. Is it any good? Hey, Brady, thanks for coming in. I'm just curious what the raccoon tastes like. Always a fun part. Older and new trappers getting started. Not many cougars where I am in NC. Plenty of yotes. DeMercy, thanks for coming in. You guys would have a heyday here. Jay Chestnut, thanks for coming in. Just the other night, I had 2 packs light up of coyotes right outside my garage. I was out there working, and they lit right up. Crony, that profile pic is actually it's a antler, a shed antler, and it says "I love horn porn." That's one of my big things in the spring. Hey, Line Cook, I appreciate you coming in. That's one of my big things in the springtime. I shed hunt. We Cajuns eat everything. You made a barbecue out of that, huh, Mark? Worked good, huh? Little greasy, but yeah, roast. I'll send you the recipe. There you go, my NBA. I appreciate that. I'll try it, because we've got a lot of trash pandas around here. There you go, Crony. Bonham's too old for beaver. What did he... Oh, he ate, bobcat. That's what it was. You guys were eating bobcat, too. I'd love to try this stuff, but like I was saying, every class... Hey, Ken, thanks for coming in. Every class has been canceled, so like I told Trapper Jay, I am going to order my traps no matter what. And if I can't start my year trapping, I've got a fellow that I made a connection with. He's been trapping all his life. He's actually a trapping instructor in Wisconsin here. Hey, Edward, thanks for coming in. He's gotten a little sicker, I think. He's doing okay, though. They don't offer... No, they don't, NT. You have to have... Your manual has to be finished before you go to class. And then you have to test out before class. And then after you get there, your first day, you'll review everything. Oak Fussy, I don't know. The one main thing that that is true, I know, from watching Wisconsin Trapper, you have to cover... Hey, Janet, thanks for coming in. You have to cover your bait. He did test for COVID. Okay, that's bad. I'm sorry. I sent him a message on Instagram today, just see how he was doing. Didn't hear nothing back, so I'm sure he's not feeling too hot at all. Hey, I appreciate it, Janet. You want to farm in Wisconsin, Crony? That'd be cool. Yeah, the line cook. I watch him quite often. I like to. He does a hell of a catching fish or catch and cook on Fluke. They're pretty cool. Mark Nielsen, greasy, but I like it. You do. That's cool. Yeah, Edward. Ponham he's a great dude. I found him, of course, through Trapper Jay. And then I really, I love watching the old man go out there and get after it. He's got a lot going on. He's got his chickens and quail and stuff like that. And he's out there trapping still. And I hope someday that I can at least do that. Where you headed?
Did you get the mail?
Yeah, it's in the house.
All of it?
Nothing came for you. Like I said, I'm still buying my traps. I'm still gonna have them here. If somehow I can do a shotgun class, then I'm gonna. I'm gonna do whatever I have to be in the woods trapping this year. I've trapped as a kid. That don't count around here anymore. Unless you were trapping on your own land for prior to 1976, you can't. I hear you, DeMercy. Everybody does. There's a hell of a trapper. To be out there, and the time he puts in during trapping season is just phenomenal. Hey, Fish and Dream, thanks for coming in. He goes out and he runs his trap line every day, and usually 9 out of 10 the next morning there's a video up of it, and and he does the lives while he's out there. It's amazing. The one thing I've been getting a big kick out of is running the jug lines and stuff and the set lines. Oh, Crony, there's a lot of truck pulls around here. They're not this year, of course. I think we've got 2 tractor pulls this year to go to. I think the only way I'm going to get out trapping this year is if I go with the buddy of mine, because I really don't feel, with all this crap going on, that... Oh, really, NT? That's amazing. Yeah, you have to be born before 1976 here, I think, is what they said. Yeah, I hear you his way. Oh, I really got it bad to go out trapping. That's just something, when I was little, I used to pick up traps at garage sales, and the minute my mom found them, she threw them out. And I think that just burned a hole in my ass even worse to want to trap someday. Like I said, if it makes it to where I can't get that class in this year, I will be out. I guess good or bad or otherwise, I'll be out trapping. I talked to Trapper Jay. I'm gonna order some flake wax when I get my first trap set. Yeah, it has, Crony. I just got to do it. It's seeing what they do. I know I'll never be as good. Seeing what the trapping community does, I won't ever be as good as them. I know that, but I'm gonna try like hell to be. I really think that's just one more thing in my pocketbook. I appreciate it, MBM. As long as I can get that class and that certification, either way, I'm going to be out, like I said. But I'd like to do it on my own. I'd like to experience it on my own Yeah, I hear you, Ken. I hear you. Thanks for coming in, too. Like Trapper Jay, the neatest little thing, the one thing that really sticks in my mind about his Bobcat traps is he uses a Christmas ornament. It's a silver ball with silver, like icicles. There's just silver strips coming down. Location the critters are. Yeah, and by me, Jakey, there is really not many people that trap anymore. There really isn't. So I know I can get the ground and get it covered. And our township is always looking for trappers for beaver problems and stuff like that. Tinsel. There you go, Chris. Thank you. It's a ball with tinsel coming down on his I just said a bobcat trap. Oh, I hear you, Crony. That tinsel ball and it hanging down there, he says that gets the attention of that bobcat to come over there and find the bait he's got put out. And the dirt hole that he puts it in and everything like that, I've got to get that figured out. I think what I'm going to have to do... I bet, Jakey. That's what I'm looking forward to. I think I'm going to have to run a lot of pipe dreams like you guys do, because, like I said, I have to be able to cover that bait. And what I'm going to try out is wax paper, and I'd like to find a breathable membrane that's what got me started with snares. His Way Homestead. Okay. Trapper J, no. He might. Actually, I will call him tomorrow because he is an instructor. He used to trap my land here for raccoon, muskrat, and weasel. They always down by my culverts. They're always down there every year. So, it's just, I'm gonna have to call him tonight. I really am, if it's not too late when we're done with this. But I will be definitely talking to him in the next day or two. That's a damn good question. I never thought of that. But like I said, I've got the cougar when they move through. I know we can't keep that if we catch it, but what the hell are you gonna do? How are you gonna release that? I'm sure there's a way, but I'm not doing it. I think it's gonna get a dirt nap, is what it is, and I ain't gonna say nothing to nobody. No, I'll probably do it the right way, and and with our trapping license, we automatically get our Bobcat, Fisher, and one more. There's one more that used to be a lottery for them. That's got me really thinking. But I want to try it like you guys, the trapping community, they're eating the bobcat backstraps, the beaver backstraps. I would love to. Just to try it. Badger, Rob, I'm sorry, we can't keep badger around here. That's an instant call to the DNR because badger are protected in Wisconsin. Because I'm not sure if the grown world is buying or not now. Okay, Crony. The badger are protected in Wisconsin. It's one of the state animals, and call your DNR and they can do exactly. NT. I know the game warden around here. He's just a kid, so it's going to be fun watching and see what he does. He's the youngest game warden in the state, and he got assigned to our county, which probably wasn't a good idea. I won't lie, the county I'm in is the biggest group of violators you'll ever find. And I never taught my kids that. Can I have a kid? I gotta go back inside. These bugs are killing me, but the DNR, he's a young kid, and it seriously was. It's kind of a bad deal that they put him here because he's gonna learn a lot real quick, He can't learn fast enough, it seems, because last year I know he had some problems with some violators, and he did deal with it, but it took him and two others to do it, which I understand. He's a young kid. Now my wife's cousin is a federal DNR up on the reservation to the northwest of us. He does not deal with any state or anything like that. He's strictly federal. He doesn't deal with any state problems or anything like that. So he's not even... All right, Crony, I appreciate you coming in, bud. Have a good night. He's not even one to really talk to about doing stuff because he's mostly out for violators. He says there's a pretty decent group of guys you would say are people up there until their hunting season comes around. Then it's non-stop for him. Hey, I appreciate it, Jay. Thank you, Crony. Have a good night. Held on my first, I'm invested in last year's haul. So sad how this way. Oh, I hear ya. Coyote Connection, and that's the thing around us. We've got a few buyers that I know of. I don't know what I'll do with that. I took Trapper Jay's advice. I did get some older big freezers. I think he said at one time he had 3 or 4 big freezers that he freezes a bunch down and then pelts them all at once. He's got big freezers, and it would be smart. I'm gonna build a cape machine like he's got with the winch and everything in his old Hey, Lee Cook, thanks for coming in. Oh, that's right. I don't know how to say that. Isn't it Cook? First sales. That's awesome. Our big thing is we've got the buyers, and like I was saying on the Trapper Jay's live the other night, we had a mink farm 12 miles to the west of us here, and in my yard here, still to this day, I shoot domesticated mink. They're black. Oh, okay, I hear you, Rob. I think what they said was wild mink are brown and some are white. You guys will be able to correct me on that, I'm sure. But every one of them that I've shot on my yard here has been black, just pitch black. I've got actually a rug made out of one of them. He was down in the bullhead pond and chomping away on a bullhead, and I thought he was pretty neat, so I shot him in the head and I had him made into a rug. And then in 2006 was the last year that the host disappeared. Maybe it's just my phone. Can everybody else see me? I don't know if I'm still on. Maybe it says it's still recording or going. I hope everyone can see me. But if it did, I'll shut her down here. Turn a light on. No. Is that better? No, just shut. Kayleen, come turn the light on, please. A 3-hour drive. That would be one of the other guys that knows more. Where are you at, DeMarcy? Turn that light on, please, babe. Thank you. How's that, Trapper Jay? Oh, mosquito got me. There you go. But like I said, I'm gonna run everything out of F&T. They've got some good starter packages with traps. Hey Judith, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. They've got a good starter pack. I think it's, 6 of six traps of certain ones. I know for sure I'm gonna get some conibears.
Wait, Trapper Jay is on yours?
Yeah.
He just started a live.
130s or 110s, I'm sorry, and 330s. The stream, check my stream, see if it's still up. He said it ended 48 seconds ago.
Oh, then it probably did.
No, go check, please.
I don't know where.
Pull up my live. This chat still runs, but Duke 650. I am very interested in that. I really think I should get some experience with
His live.
get some experience with the 550s and 1 3/4 or 330s work great. That's awesome. Hey Judith, can you? Oh, Jakey. All right, thank you, Jakey. I think I before I dive feet first into a 650, which I don't mind buying them. I'm happy. Hey G Trapper, thanks for coming in, and Beaver Boys, thanks for coming in. I think Judith, yeah, the 330 Dukes work good. Okay, what about for beaver? Isn't it a 330 conibear? The dual coil, basically 4 arms, and you cross stake them, and then. Hey Rob, I appreciate it. Have a good night, bud. Fur connections in North Carolina is good. Live. Make 50 to 75 a head. I sold 26. Help me out. Oh, cool. 650s are illegal in PA except for beaver. Is that the Duke 650, Jakey? Or do they make another 650? Hey Trays, thanks for coming in. And trapping sounds like a different language compared to fishing. I hear you, the line cook. It's one of them things I want to diversify 330 is a conibear. Okay. Stabilize them with Beaver Chews. The Beaver Chews is just a steak, or is there actually a brand steak that is called a Beaver Chew? Duke makes MB makes a 652. Okay. A live market here. That's awesome. But like I said, I'm ordering the starter kit. Oh, a stick. Okay. I'm gonna order the starter kit with the set number of traps, and I think they come with some earth anchors and cables and stuff. But like Trapper Jay said, to get the bag of the earth anchors and the cable and do them yourself. So I'm gonna look into you know, the crimper and stuff. A lot of times with cables around here, when I would repair them, I just used my bolt cutters and backed off the pinch, so that when it pinched down, it didn't cut, it just pinched it real good. And that seemed to work good for everything I've done with it. But all right, Evan, thanks for coming in. Have a good night. It's going to be a learning curve, like Jakey said. It's you know, something new for me, but I gotta try it. I need to be out there and be spending more time in the woods, because right now my time is limited to half and half. It's, you know, summertime here is almost all fishing. I do have my deer trails and stuff like that already. I got cameras on them. We'll start dumping 2 gallons of corn. Oh wow, I can't believe it. We're gonna start dumping the 2 gallons of corn August 1st. Every year we start. I use a hammer and a chisel. Okay, that ought to work. I hear you his way. That's really why I want to try it myself. Besides, you know, a first few times. Cool, Mark. Sledgehammer and anvil works for ferrules too. I use a crimper, but okay, that'd be easy enough. I got them on hand. Hey William, thanks for coming in. Wolf fangs, $45. Cable is $60. 1,000-foot roll. Okay, I will do that, Judith. The wolf fang is the only thing I'm gonna run. I think it was in the 30s, or there was one live that Trapper Jay was actually making them, or a hammer and a 5/16 nut. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, I'm gonna start building drowners, just for the bank sets. It was awful terrible thing. I was up on a river fishing this spring, and I found a muskrat lodge, and I watched it for about a half hour, and there was only one that was going in and out of it, but I'm sure it had some kits or whatever on the inside. And it's almost too perfect from what I've seen you guys setting up on, because it actually has, you know, a duck understick that it has to go under the water to go in there, and it's almost too perfect of a set. If one of you guys saw it, you'd set it up quicker than hell. Yeah, you can't beat the wolf fang, especially, you know, like Trapper Jay, he pulls them out of the ground by hand, and some with his winch. But I've got a 3,000 pound winch. I'll be pulling them with that, because the way he can really reef them out. Only thing that I'm worried about is I'm building a cart like Boxy. You use wolf fangs too? 110 in the hole? Okay, I will do that. And then hey Evie, thanks for coming in. And then Trapper Jay, you cross stake them with them chew sticks, right? Because I think that's everything I've seen you do at an angle. F&T cable drowners, 16 footers, a dozen for $29. Okay, I can do that. Well, I cut mine off. Okay. Yeah, I suppose if you didn't mind, I guess 100 for $45 really isn't a bad deal at all. I guess I wouldn't know, but I know J-Dubs does make some stainless steel ones. But if you're gonna use them, 110, I use a wood stake. Okay, yeah, I've seen that. You use that on your muskrats too. You use some wood stakes unless you can grab a stick nearby. Kind of neat thing about that up here is we've got 3-foot pre-cut wooden stakes at Menards and the local lumber yards. They're 3 foot long and they got a point on one end. So, you know, I should be able to dig them up. Yeah, I hear ya. Hey, I appreciate it, Coyote Connection. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in. Gonna try fish it tomorrow with corn for those huge carp. Another one to try Evie fishing, you believe it or not, is ivory soap. It leaves a scent trail like you wouldn't believe, and they will hit it. No lie, I've caught a muskie, 4 catfish, and 3 sturgeon on ivory soap. It's yeah, you are a tall guy, Trapper J. Hardwood steaks? Okay, then I'll have to make my own, Judith, because I'm 90%. I'm pretty sure they're. Oh wow, I appreciate it, Line Cook. That's awesome, getting there up there. The big thing is around here everything's pine. They want to push pine, but we've got will cheese work on them as well? I know Limburger will, and that's only because I'm from Wisconsin. I know we run a lot of cheese around here. We eat it while we're fishing, but Limburger will because it smells, and I'm pretty sure a cheese curd would because it'll leave a scent trail, the oils and the fat coming out of it. But I know for a fact that I appreciate it, Trapper J. It's all on you, bud. I know the ivory soap works well. The first time I tried it was at the old boys camp, way up in the Flambeau Forest. We were up there one night just catfishing. Watoma, Wisconsin. Okay, Lee, that is actually about 3.5 to 4 hours south of me. No, I don't have a cheesehead, Mark Larson. I don't do that because 90% of the cheeseheads were in the Packers games, and I don't have time to watch football. If I'm not on my side-by-side, my four-wheeler, my snowmobile, or out fishing, I just don't have time to watch it. If it's nasty weather where I can't go out, so pine will break if actually an otter in it. Okay, I don't know if we can a coon in it. Okay, I don't know if we can actually trap otter here, Judith. That I'm sure if it's in your trap, what do you do? Hey Ramsey, thanks for coming in. Hey Nick, appreciate it. Thanks for coming in. Korea in the house. I know. I read an article. I actually have a game camera that I put out for the state of Wisconsin. I'm in northern Wisconsin, Jakey. If you go on a map and you look at Eau Claire, Wisconsin, go straight north of there, you'll find the Blue Hills. It's called by Bruce, Wisconsin. I'm right up there. Let it go or call it dinner. Yeah, okay. How bad is otter for coming after you? Or you just deal with it? I know you release a lot of stuff sometimes, and I just... Oh, that's quite alright, Ramsey. I appreciate it. I didn't expect to be on for 2 hours and 10 minutes. I mean, I was on 11 minutes already, and I only had 3. They are mean. Well, DNR can deal with it then, because I'm not. But hey, Kat, I read an article, because with the trail cam, I get news articles and stuff. They transplanted, I want to say Colorado or Missouri. They brought otter here and let them go, strong and fast. Okay, hopefully they're hard to catch because I don't really, I see when you guys are out there, Judith, and when Trapper J is out there, you guys show the crossovers. Maybe I shouldn't work around a crossover at all for beaver. Because if the otter was using it too, If an otter was using it too, I wouldn't wanna. If it's not in season, you'll catch it. I bet. Yeah. I'm sure it will. That'd be the bad part of it. We've got any beaver set can catch an otter. That's horrible. You know, with them bringing them in, and I know that they brought them in. I don't know. Gotta set a crossover. Okay. And then just let the DNR deal with it, I guess. When I get better at it, when I actually can learn what an otter sign is compared to a beaver, you know, that's why I kind of like the dam breaks that you do and put a drowner in with a Duke 3/3 or a Duke. I think you did a couple of 550s on them. I don't remember. I have to go back and start watching the vlog again. But with them drowner sets, you know, I guess we got the first otter season in my area this year. I caught one at a 330. I had to turn it over a few years ago. Yeah, Jakey, I think like Trapper Zay said, I'm gonna let the DNR deal with it because I'm not dealing with otter, vicious otter. I'd probably get pissed off and shoot it. I think I'd just call it in and let them deal with it because, you know, I know for a fact, you know, well, my son, where he goes carp fishing, well, red horse, that we call him, even a castor mount catch, oh, really? Wow. It's almost scaring me away from him. I know I can't catch an otter. I just know it's illegal. And I don't want to mess with that idea.
Dad.
Yeah, I hear you, Jake. Yeah,
Dad.
them 330s they're pretty good. I go fishing in Grantsburg a few times a year. Yeah, Mark, I was talking to you just west of Spooner. You need to get a hold of me before you come up. I have family in Spooner, and I'm only an hour away from there. You're going to be a pro staff on where you going there, CP? But getting back to the otter, I'm going to try to set beavers. You know, I want to do the dam break, but I think I need more experience with go with the castor mount or the duck hunter where they actually, you know, only going to go in there, hopefully. Enigma? No better feeling to catch your first otter. Man, someone never get one. I hear you, Trapper J. I just don't want to... I just hate to have that, you know, stigma to have to call a DNR. I'd rather not interact with them if I don't have to, you know. The damn bake, okay, Oak Fussy. I think the dam break would be my first way of doing it, but I want to do some more networking and talking to a few people. Like, I talk to 330 Maniac once in a while. He really slaughtered them. Yeah, I hear you, dude. I hear you, Trapper J. I don't want nothing to deal with them, but I know he really slaughtered them on a big dam, and we've got a huge beaver lodge just up my creek here. Yeah, I know, Mark. When Trapper J caught that one last year, that was amazing, and I thought to myself right then and there that, you know, it can't happen, so put it out of my mind. Yeah, he is, Trapper J. He's really cool. And he is actually just, you know, like 2.5 hours west of me. So I talked to him a couple of times about doing, you know, a couple of northern trips. And we just, you know, everybody's busy. It's just, you do what you can. I've caught a raccoon, beaver, otter, skunks, and possum all in dam break. That's the nice thing about this up here. I know, Judith. Like I said, I'll never be as good as him, but I'm gonna strive to try to be good eventually. Um, one big thing I've been talking to him about doing a couple of northern hunting videos and stuff like that, but he gets so. Oh, you are Trapper Jay. If you're up here, let me know, man. I'll find you and take you out to dinner or something. That'd be awesome. Don't worry about trapping beaver. You'll eventually get knotted. Yeah, Ray, I appreciate you coming in, but yeah, I'm assuming that's going to happen, but like I said, I don't want anything illegal to happen. I want to do it right and by the book. I know there's going to be people down the line that'll show me their little tricks and stuff that I can't go outside of the book until, for a long time, because I got kids and stuff like that, and they'll never be out trapping with me, but I don't want to lose that privilege of being able to fish and stuff too. I hear you, Jakey. I actually did that. I just got a hold. I follow them on. I hear you, Trapper Jay. I'll definitely try that. Jakey, though, I joined them on Facebook here, and I just sent in my application to become part of it. And it did have a box on there, are you a certified trapper? And I wrote no, and I put on there, I'm looking for a class. If there's anything you could do to help me find one, please let me know. And I left my number and everything. And I actually got a call back. Oh, I hear you, Trapper Jay, and especially because there is hardly anybody up here doing it, and once they find out I'm doing it, everybody's gonna know. Thank you, Commander Bacon. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in. Just post a sign. I do that. Yeah. We have out at my deer stand, I've got a sign that says "Attention, deer. Do not eat the corn on the ground." Hey, Jace. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it, Trapper Jay. Thanks for bringing everybody in. I got a sign out there that says "Attention squirrel" or "Attention deer. This corn is for squirrels only. Any deer found violating this will be shot on sight." And everybody that comes through the woods on the snowmobile trail, I've seen snowmobiles go up in there just to read it, because I'm not far off the trail. But it's just funny. It gets a kick out of everyone new that I take out there. I take kids and stuff out there, and they get a kick out of that. It's just gonna be, I gotta do it. That's why I think the 24th is when I'm ordering my traps and stuff. And the only reason I'm waiting till then is just because I'm hoping the last class I signed up for here, I'm hoping that one's gonna go next month. Because if it is, I'll order more than just the starter set. Otherwise, my buddy, he's kind of winding down from his trapping days, he said, because his wife passed this summer and stuff like that. So the way it sounds is his kids don't want nothing to do with all of his trapping and his trapping gear. So he said most likely I'll end up with it. You hate to just accept all that, but I guess if nobody's going to use it, why not? You can use that crystal gathering oh, I didn't know that. But I'm definitely excited to go out there. Ever since I started following the trapping community, definitely excited to get out there and get it under my belt, because I worked my ass off fishing for close to 35 years, and I finally got on a pro staff. Hey, thanks a lot, Lane Cook. I'll be watching your videos too. Thank you. Have a good night, Jakey. Thanks for coming in. I will be touching base with you hopefully on Insta. I think you're on there. Otherwise, I'll find a way to get a hold of you, because I need as much help as I can in that was a big part of the community too. The Drunk Gamer. Hey, Drunk Gamer, thanks for coming in. That was a big thing I found out right away with this community is you guys ask questions, you answer questions, you help each other. And, you know, by watching Judith Davis's video of her husband and her out there collecting, it's just, if I could do 1/10 of that, I still would be doing great. I'm not. Yeah, I wanna trap for the. Hey Frank, thanks for coming in. I will do that. I will send him a message here tomorrow, and if he's got time, you know, I can't expect him just to take time to tell me, but that would be really awesome. Judith, are you ever gonna get a Instagram account or anything, or is there a way to get a hold of you? Hey Frank, thanks for coming in. I really, when he had that hammer giveaway, I won a hat that night from Illegal Outdoorsman, but when he had that hammer giveaway, I was just hoping, you know. But I think I can. Yeah, well, yeah, Trapper J. Whoever gets it will be very, very shocked and happy. I have a few traps out here outside, but they're old. I think they're close to 50 years old, and yeah, I do, Judith. It's section8outdoors@gmail. It's on my about page, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, I plan on hitting it hard, and I think I can make, you know, I've got the pipe and I've got the welder, I've got everything to make one of them hammers. It's just, you know, it's so ideal how the driving rod to put your wolf fang down in it goes right into the end of it. That's just cool, and I like that. Are you drinking Surge? No, that actually I got that for my Father's Day present. What's your first language? And it's talking shit. My wife is quite the character. No, it's Diet Mountain Dew, Trapper J. I can't drink beer tonight because I got to take the wife to work here at 4:30 in the morning, or 4 in the morning. So yeah, Surgeon Jolt. Yeah, I'm sure you remember Jolt, as that was pretty wild stuff. My kid drinks some energy drinks like they're going out of style, and I just can't do it. Yeah, no, that's talking shit. I got them for Father's Day there. It was pretty good. There's another one that says "fuck it, toss me a beer," and well, it's got a stick man screwing the word "it." So, hey TJ, thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's about it. We're all showing our age. Aren't you kind of young there, Ramsey? Yeah. I don't know. This year I turned 41, and yeah, it was best. You can still get it now, but you can still get it, but it is different. It's not loaded with caffeine like it used to be. Yeah, that's about it, Mark. I do it every day because I just been lazy, I guess. I've got a thermostat to put in my car. I got a little Cavalier, and same as me, Ramsey. 17th, I turned 41. Still young yet, but I've got 5 vertebrae fused in my spine, and all kinds of. Yeah, I hear you, Trapper J. You're a young pup, right? You're same. What are you? I think you were like 35 or 36, or I don't remember. Ah, nice, Frank. Um, but back to the hammer and driver. I see a F&T. I can order just the tip. Just the tip. To weld on a rod. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah. I can weld it on a rod, so I get a hold of Trapper J or someone. And I like to find one that's the same as his. I know he sets his deep. I think, if I'm right, they're at least 18 inches deep. Or one of the cables he puts on, maybe the swivel after the swivel is 18 inches because he likes extra length. That's not bad, Frank. You're still young yet. Hey, Greg, thanks for coming in. Just hanging out and talking about trapping right now. Drivers are cheap, yeah. 15 to 18, that's the cable or the driver, Trapper J, because of course your driver will be a little deeper. But yeah, like on your mud or your wet sets, I should say, that's what totally turned me on to the idea of a wolf fang, is because I've seen you stand up and just reef on that thing and they don't come out. So if they're not coming out when you're pulling on them, there's no way an animal's gonna pull it out. Hey, Rights, I appreciate you coming back. Don't say he sets his deep. He'll get a big head. Yeah, won't we all? I am very a 30-inch driver. Okay, a 4-foot driver and a 2-foot driver. Okay, and then you just your cables must be 8 or 18 inches, 15 to 18. Okay, I tell that to my body. I definitely, I can make whatever I need because I've got the welder and all that stuff. But oh yeah, I bottom it out. Why not? That's what it's for. Jason, thanks for coming in. Nice to see ya. Yeah, I definitely, I'll do that. I'll make one, a 2-foot, a 4-foot, and a 30-inch driver then. And I'll get just the driver tip from F&T. I'll order 3-4 of them. And I suppose I better have a backup at home because I'm sure I'm going to lose a couple. So probably have to have them on hand. So when I lose one, I can just weld one up and grind it down and call it good. I don't think I'll ever paint any of that except for my hammer. I'll definitely paint orange like your guys's, and Trapper J's is bright orange. Like 4-foot driver. Yeah, that's true, Trapper J. I bet you I would. Paint them all orange. Okay, I'll do that. I'll make everything orange then. But I'm trying to. I noticed the head on top of the driver. Yeah, just a tip, Frank. I'm thinking I can take solid brown stock and I can just put it on the mill and just drill into it. Yeah, I'm gonna, drill into it maybe a 1/4 inch and then, the size of my rod, and then I'll stick that in there and burn that all solid. And then I got a cart to build yet, so, I see you guys, carrying these beaver and stuff like that out, or throwing them in the canoe and stuff, and some of you're catching 30 and 45 pound beaver. I'm not supposed to lift over 10 pounds the rest of my life. And yeah, I told the nurse in the hospital, what am I supposed to do to pee? And she told me I'll be just fine. I put the catheter in, yeah. So, it's just one of them things. But, that's bent my wolf fangs in a U shape, pulling them out of the ground. Oh boy. Jet sled? Yes, I've actually got jet sleds for my winter. I'll have to grab a couple of them. a couple more because I've got the one I've got is actually 6 feet wide by 8 feet long, but that's just all my ice fishing gear goes in that. And then I got a little one that I try to spill the kids out of every year on the back of the four-wheeler. Taper the rod and the tip, butt weld, flux core. No, why would you recommend flux core, Judith? Because I don't use flux core for anything, I guess. I use a MIG welder. I run a mixed gas welder, but I mean I can TIG weld it too. That's fine. I do have a side-by-side, Frank. I'm actually looking at getting another one because the one I got is a Polaris Razor 900, and I'm looking at a 580 Polaris Ranger with the dump box and everything on the back. So, yeah, I hear ya. Them damn raccoons at your house, man, trapping on the farm. That's annoying as hell. You know, you keep losing bird. Oh, hardened steel, definitely. Yeah, I can do that. Then I'll have to TIG weld it to get good penetration. Arc weld all the way. I appreciate that, Jason. Only time I arc weld, I'll be honest, the only time I arc weld is when I'm hard plating something or hard surfacing. Otherwise, I try not to. If you have a gas on your welder, then you don't need the flux core. Yeah, I would think not, because look for a sidekick to carry my stuff on. Yeah. I can build you about any rack you would need, Trapper J. Any way you would want it built. So if you understand. Yeah, I hear your rights. Mullet Boy was a wuss. Yeah, that's funny. I hear your rights. I saw that on your page there. You got a wagon? Okay. I think what I'm gonna do, like you said, I know the sleds, they do have wheel kits for them. Hey, thanks for coming in, Nick. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to hammer the raccoons this fall. I think I have close to 100 if I go hard for a month. That'd be awesome, Ramsey, if you can get some on film, because I know around here we got plenty of raccoons. My dad shoots 1 or 2 a week. Oh, Oklahoma's not that bad, Jason. Holy crap. I wonder... Yeah, you would have said something if you were my brother-in-law. Jason W., my brother-in-law's name is Jason W. Jason Womack. He lives down, I think, Oklahoma City right now. He's a good shit. He works out in the oil field. Oh, excuse me. He works out in the oil fields and stuff like that. My father-in-law is in Texas now. He's still got his house in Elk City. I think it's Elk City. Yeah, Elk City. Carry a skinning knife and come out with the pelt and back straps. Yeah, I hear ya. I could do that too. 2 winters ago, I got 25 in 9 days. Oh, wow. That is crazy, Ramsey. I'm really, really hoping I do alright, you know. I think after I get my first couple under my belt, it'll be alright. But I think it's going to take some time to get there to... You know, there's no way I'm going to make a good ground set right away. You know, I'll sift the dirt. I'll do everything I can there, but you know, it's true. Trapper J just makes it look so damn easy, and it's not. That's years of practice. Yeah, I hear you. The rates. Yeah, I bet. Illegal sidekick. I have, you know, I'll tell you something, Ramsey. I don't have a lot of raccoons in my corn. Once in a while they'll be coming through there, but they really don't hit it. I don't know if it's the salt that I use or what, but they don't. They're never on camera anyhow. I get rabbits and squirrels, and deer, but that's about it. Oh, beautiful, Jakey. That's awesome. Thanks for coming back. Step down dirt hole or flat sets. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely try that. Yeah. Yeah, you said that's what you were trying to give them away rights. That's right. My daughter, we were coming home from fishing over here at the dam, and I saw a mama raccoon and babies on the side of the road. Well, I, of course, had to stop. I threw on a leather glove, and I had to show my daughter why you don't pick up a baby raccoon. Yeah, I picked it up, and the thing went completely ape shit, jumped out of my hand into the ditch, and it was a good thing I was walking away, because there comes Mom through the tall grass coming after me, and she found the baby there, and she quit. But yeah, I don't... raccoons are little assholes. They all can die. I just don't know. They're just, when I was a kid, we used to pick up raccoons and throw them in the back of our truck when they were little ones, Well, then I quit picking them up. You got a baby raccoon too? That's awesome. It's probably dead. But I threw it in the back of my truck, and they would always go in the hole for my spare tire. Yeah, I do hit them with my truck too. Yeah, Ramsey. Now, if you ever watch Mousetrap Monday, Sean Woods, I think his name is, he eats them nutria that Judith Davis is catching. He loves them. Oh, I hear you, Trapper J. That's true. 5 years old, 30 pounds. No, I saved him, right? Yeah, what does your shirt say? Pet him, tell him he was a good boy? Or he did a good job? Yeah, I hear you, Ramsey. That's true. They used to be on YouTube. Yeah. They were on YouTube while they were alive, at least. I don't know. I'm really excited, but I'm kind of discouraged that every class that I get signed up for is canceled every year or every month. And I was willing to drive the 75 miles and just stay in a motel overnight. That'd be awesome. If you can, Trapper J, send me a little video of him still alive. He's probably in the freezer. Hey Sean, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you coming in on Trapper J's raid. I could use to swim in the pool. Well, I bet. There's also, I think in Sweden, there's a video floating around the internet that there's a black bear that comes to the community pool every night when it's closed and takes a swim every night. And of course they just got a chain with a little sign that says, closed. And he goes under that and he tests out the water, and then he jumps in and he does some laps and he leaves. So when they found that on the video, gobstoppers, when they found it on the video, they decided that they knew someone was coming in and doing stuff, but they didn't know who or what or why. Well, then all of a sudden they put up cameras and found this bear doing it, and now he's a loved animal, and they just let him do it. It's just crazy. I shot a 430 pounder in 2006. He dressed out at 360, and he's on my parents' wall, and it's 14 a 14-foot tall ceiling, vaulted wall, and my bear goes 9 foot 3 inches from the nose to the tip of the tail. Overgrown rats, bears, or overgrown raccoons. Yeah, winged rats. That's nice, Ramsey. I'm still waiting on my taxidermist. I've got a fisher, a coyote, and a weasel at his shop right now. Just waiting for the hides to come back. They'll just get hung in my son's room. Yeah, Mark, it is. It was the first year I went out, and yeah, I won't lie. I went out there with a Playboy and my bow the first night, and I was reading the Playboy and I knocked my fucking bow out of the stand. Well, whatever. Might as well get out because you don't know if the bow's on. So I crawled down, grabbed my bow, took off, went out the next night with a scattergun because, I had a headache at work. So I left work about noon. Tonight was the most, Trapper J. You filled it. I think we were up to 28 at one time. Stan was shaking. Yeah, that's about it. No, I used to, and every guy says it, but I actually did. I used to honestly read the articles because you flip through and you see a bunch of boobs. You're good. You've seen them plenty of times. And that's all they showed back then in Playboys was the boobs. So I read the jokes, the nasty jokes, and I'd read the articles and stuff, but I knocked the bow out, so I went out with a scattergun with slugs, and a bear came in, and I had a tree, a small pecker pole, cut off at 3 foot. Figured, all my buddies that were hunting said that yeah, it really was, Mark. Yeah, there you go, Frank. No, I'm not lying. I looked through all the girls and stuff before that, but then I actually had to do something more. Read the articles, but I had the tree, the pecker pole cut off at 3 foot, and all my buddies that were bear hunting also, they said, well, if his back is to the top of that pole, it's a decent bear, you can shoot it. All right, fine. Well, the damn thing came in, and before I could see his back to the top of that pole, yeah, that'd be wild, Trapper J. Before I could measure him up against that pole, he actually laid down and started shoveling bread into his mouth and cookies. And I was like, well, I won't shoot him. Fine. I sat there for a half hour watching this damn bear at 16 yards, wondering, are you gonna stand up or not? It started to get a little bit dark, which I kind of got worried. I mean, I'm 16 yards away from a bear. And just then he picked his head up, and when he did, I shot him right in the neck with that slug. Oh, that's awesome. All airbrush boobies, yeah. That's awesome, right? Yeah, there you go, Ramsey. But he just picked his head up, and I figured, well, I might never get a chance to see another bear. And I shot him. Let me tell you what kind of a son of a gun that was to get out of the woods. It was terrible. We had a Polaris 700. My dad brought that up to pull him out of the woods. And it took, we smoked the belt on that thing trying to pull him out. It was just horrible. We were in low range and the belt just started squealing and smoking. So then, we hooked another strap to him, and my brother and I were pulling on him because a dead bear is basically like a pig. They're a pig with hair, really. They're jelly. They're jello. I mean, you grab onto them and they slip right out of your damn hands. It's just terrible. But we got him loaded up and everything, and then I threw him in my little S10 truck. Off I go to the bar. It was if he looks like Oreo cookies, yes, that's true. The smaller the ear, the bigger the bear. If they've got ears, leave them alone because they're a cub. But the average bear in Wisconsin is 150 pounds. You know, you yield about, I think it's like 60 pounds of meat off a 150 pound bear, or 50 pounds of meat. There you don't get as much as you would think off a bear. That there are a lot of bone and a lot of fat. But I shot him. We got him all loaded up. Off to the bar I go with my little S10 truck, and I'm showing everybody, "Oh, look at my bear! Look at my bear! It's so cool!" And they said, "How much did he weigh?" I said, "Well, 360 pounds." "How you measure a bear with the guts in?" They said. I said, "Well, that was 430 pounds." "Oh, well, then you got a 430 pounder." Well, to me, that just don't seem right. I'm not gonna weigh my damn deer with the guts in it. Why would I weigh my bear with the guts in it? Yeah, 60% loss is about it. But I never could understand why a deer you weigh without the guts and a bear you're supposed to weigh with the guts. Is it just for bragging rights or what? So when I tell people I shot a bear, it was, 360 pounds. Yeah, Mark, that's a decent sized bear. That's bigger than the state average for sure. I don't know if you read, in Wisconsin there was a farmer and he was picking corn late in the season, and he actually destroyed the head on his combine because a bear had dug a hole in the corn and he was sleeping in it, and he couldn't get out of the hole fast enough when the combine was coming, or some crap. Yeah, that is the rule of thumb, I bet. And he hit that damn bear and totaled out the head on his combine, which I would think the son of a bitch would have to be dead already, because they're so afraid of everything, and they run like a son of a bitch from any little thing, unless there's a cub around. But I was happy to get him, and the big thing and the best thing that I found out is we had the local Mardi Gras come through town, and I was working for the city at the time on the garbage route. Well, they leave all their used fry oil there. I was talking to my buddy. He's like, "Oh yeah, get as much of that shit as you can and pour it on your bread every night." All right, why? He says when they come in, the bear will eat and they'll get that oil on their skin, and as they walk through the woods, they spread that trail. The next bear finds it and comes in. Yeah, we have dens we watch every year, Mark. We run a camera. I've got a camera system that I run down in there. If there's frost on the edge of the hole, then we run the camera down there to see if there's cubs and stuff like that. That damn camera, it's a neat little setup, but it's 12 feet long and it hooks right up to my cell phone, and it's on a like a pole system. It works pretty damn good. And we used to go up there and look for the frost on the coyote dens, and then we just frickin' drop a quarter stick in there and done and over with. And it should have been done more, because there is, like I said, there's 3 packs out here, and then there's 2 wolves that live just down the road. The mated pair of wolves, they've never had pups. We get them on trail camera every year, but it's only the 2 of them. Yeah, that's true, Ramsey. Later in the year, they do get into that, and he might have thought in that field, in that hole, that he was denned up for the winter. He might have figured, hey, good enough, But a black bear in Wisconsin never truly hibernates. They do go in and they go to sleep, and then they come out from time to time to eat. That's only if they didn't build up big enough fat reserves during the fall season, But I found that out a few years back. So, Bryce, yeah, almost 3 hours and I still got 11 in here.
11?
Yeah. Trapper Jay came in and raided it, and it was up quite high. I couldn't keep up. Yeah, Judith, I do know where the coyote is. That's for damn sure.
Want this?
We have so many around here. It's
Where you
just
going?
unreal. It's terrible. But I think I should do good. What?
Take Bryce for a ride in the car.
Whatever. I think I should do good for the coyotes, and I'm hoping there's some of them dumb enough. The last coyote I got, I hit with my truck because it came out and there was something wrong with it. Yeah, that's true, Frank.
Who's still awake?
I don't know what the hell was wrong with him, but you know he didn't look rabid. Yeah, Ramsey, I bought I want to say a Isotech GC500 collar, but oh really, Judith? That's awesome. They must run up to Canada or something with them, because I don't know where they would do it in the States besides tanning them. But I really need to use the bathroom. It's been almost 3 hours. If you guys just want to wait a minute, I'll run outside, go to the bathroom, come back. But yeah, the light, hun.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't mind bullshitting if you guys want to stay on suicidal. That's about it, Nick.
You want to know something?
He come out on the road, and then he went back down the ditch, and I accidentally went down the ditch and got him. Gotta get to bed. Hold you when I'm up that way. Hey, sounds good, Mark. I appreciate the hell out of it. Have a good night. No, I don't have to do that. I just gotta take a leak, Ramsey. I appreciate it, but I think I'll get off for now. I've been 2 hours and 53 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to replay, but I don't have them anymore. Hey, Trapper J, I really appreciate what you did on the stream tonight. That's freaking awesome. Your raids are always epic. So I really appreciate you guys coming in. I gotta, as Frank says, go find the Playboy. But I'm gonna end this here, and hopefully you guys get a chance to come back next time. Alright, I appreciate it, Sean. You guys have a great night. Thanks a lot, Trapper J. It's not as epic as your lives, but I try. You guys have a good night. Take care now. Bye.